He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91:1.
You can't run from this.
I'm not running, Mama. This argument isn't over.
It never is. We finish it here.
But Nigeria has a way of testing even the careful ones. It does not always announce itself with fanfare. Sometimes it waits quietly, wearing the face of an ordinary Tuesday.
It began with a favor. Ada had been in Kefanchan for 6 weeks when one of her colleagues at the school, a young teacher named Mr. Sani, asked if she could help deliver a letter to her to his uncle's shop in the main market. He had a class he could not skip, and the uncle needed the document urgently.
It's something to do with the land registration that had to be submitted that day or it would expire. He was apologetic about asking. He brought her a small cup of kunu as a peace offering before he even finished the.
Ada said yes. She was helpful by nature and she had been to the market before, 15 minutes by Okada from the school. She had the address written on a small piece of paper. She tucked it into her pocket, told Fumi by text where she was going, and set off at noon.
The market was the ordinary chaos of any Nigerian market. Pyramids of tomatoes, the smell of dried fish hanging in the air like a second atmosphere, hawkers weaving between parked vehicles. She found the row she was looking for, then the shop number, then stopped. The shop was closed. She dialed Mr. Sani. His phone rang out. She tried again.
He's not answering.
As she looked at the address again, a man appeared beside her as if from nowhere, asking if he could help.
Oh, yes, please.
Something shifted in Ada's chest. Not loudly, not like an alarm, more like the quiet creak of a floorboard in a house that is otherwise silent. The kind of sound you could choose to ignore. She did not ignore it.
I'll manage.
She smiled politely and told Malamodu she would manage. She stepped back, put some distance between them, and tried Mr. Sani again. The street had narrowed. There were fewer women around her than there had been a moment ago. A second man, younger, leaning against a wall across the road, had not taken his eyes off her since she stopped.
Ada had read the stories. Every Nigerian daughter had. She did not need them spelled out for her now.
She turned and walked back the way she came. Not running, running announces panic, and panic invites pursuit. She walked with the purposeful stride of a woman who knows exactly where she is going.
Then the Okada she had arrived on was gone. She stood at the mouth of the lane and looked both ways. The rider had said he would wait. He was not there.
Her phone showed one bar of signal and then none. She felt the market close around her like a hand. She breathed, once, deeply, the way Pastor Emmanuel had always said to do before asking God for anything. Breathe first so he knows you.
Inahan niya zua babarhanya.
Babarhanya, tananang ba ahanundama.
Nagode.
Sayanjima.
The woman looked at her, really looked at her, and then looked past her at something Ada could not see. Her expression changed, barely perceptibly, the way a face changes when it has understood something without being told. Ada followed. The woman led her through 2 turns and a covered section of stalls smelling of onions and old cloth, and they emerged on a road Ada recognized, wider, louder, full of yellow-painted tricycles.
Sister! Sister!
Behind her, from the narrow lane she had left, she could still hear Malam Audu's voice, unhurried, calling for her. It faded as she moved.
Go straight to your house. Do not stop anywhere.
Then she turned and walked back into the market without waiting for a thank you. Ada would think about her for a long time after. She never saw her again.
On the ride back, her phone signal returned. 3 missed calls from FundMe and then a message.
Ada, babe, where are you?
Mr. Sani can look at me dumb and he's sending them that ask on delivery twins.
Ada read the message twice. Then she held the phone in both hands and looked at the road unspooling ahead of her through the Kiki's plastic windscreen. The Harmattan haze sat on the town like a held breath.
Someone had planned this. Someone had studied her movements, her routes, her relationships at school, her willingness to help, and built a trap around what they found. They had used Mr. Sani without his knowledge.
Hajia Zainab was sitting on her favorite chair in the compound when Ada arrived home. She looked at her the way she had looked at her on the very first day and said nothing. She went inside and returned with a cup of very sweet tea that she pressed into Ada's hands.
Someone had planned this. Someone had studied her movements, her routes, her relationships at school, her willingness to help, and built a trap around what they found.